Alicia, I guess first of all, how is the team feeling ahead of travelling to Tassie for the first game tomorrow?
Really excited. We had a really good win on the weekend, so just good energy coming off that. And then, it's a tough road trip, but I think we're all pretty keen to get out there and hopefully get some more wins.
I guess mentally is a little bit more challenging knowing that you're going to have to back it up on Sunday and play again.
Yeah, it is tough. It's a long travel day too. We leave early, we play that night, but I guess that's just part of, what we do, and I think we're all ready for that. And yeah, we're just looking forward to playing and getting a chance to play 2 games so close together.
Is it good to get it out of the way early in the season though? All the same, you've had a big one to Albury and now double header?
Yeah, for sure. This is probably, we have 3 kind of big road trips, and so we've already had 2. After this weekend, we've got 2 out of the way. So it is good, and it's also good because you get really good team bonding on those trips too. You're in the hotel together, you're bussing together. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good to get it out of the way and hopefully get some road wins too.
Obviously, the Chargers played last weekend. They had a loss. Have you had a look? What's the strategy going into Friday's game?
Yeah, we have had a look. Just play hard. We're still focusing on us, obviously. Just seeing how, adjusting to them. We have some great shooters. We have good inside game. So just playing our way and trying to make them play our way too. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You go.
I guess out of the 2 teams, is there one maybe that you're hoping, we thinking will be a bit of a tougher match?
Well, Hobart and Launceston played each other last week, and Launceston won by a fair bit. So I think they definitely will be the tougher matchup. They've also got my sister, Keely, so that's always a bit of a rivalry. So I think, obviously I'm looking at the game tomorrow first, but Launceston's definitely a big target for us.
Take us through the backyard rivalry between, I understand she's your identical twin sister, is that right?
Yeah, so it's my twin sister. I'm 7 minutes older, just putting that out there.
More experience.
Yeah. But we grew up together, probably played basketball till we were about 19 together, then our careers kind of parted. So it's been really cool to play her. I played her in the NBL hub. She did get me on 2 wins then. So hoping to, level the scores a little bit, even it up a bit this weekend.
Has there been any friendly or not so friendly text messages between the 2 of you this week?
Yeah, she was watching video of me yesterday, so she sent me some clips and so there's been that kind of stuff and just talking. I asked her what's her scouting report on me. Of course, she's not going to say anything. Just stuff like that, but it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you hold out hope that one day that maybe she can become a Rush player or something like that down the future?
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. We haven't played together for probably 5 years now, so maybe eventually it would be really cool to play somewhere together, but we haven't spoken about that, so it'd probably be a while.
The other big thing this weekend, of course, is Christy's playing her 300th game for the Rush. Just talk us through what she means to, I guess, the team and I guess the club as a general.
Yeah, that's obviously an amazing achievement. 300 games is a lot, and she's a great person, a great player, a great teammate. So we're all just, going to celebrate her and celebrate that milestone because it is huge. But yeah, 300 games, that's crazy.
How important is it to do the right thing by her and actually really, lift for that game for her?
Yeah, I think Christy's super competitive and she just wants to win, and I think that she kind of instills that in all of us. So I think if we just go out there and play hard, and of course we're going to be playing for her, but every game we also play to win, and that's what she wants us to do. So that's what we'll be trying to do this Saturday.
Do you find having the experience of Christy around your younger teammates is crucial for their development?
No, absolutely. She has a lot of experience and she's done a lot of things, and she's a great leader. She lets us know we're not doing stuff the right way, but also helps encourage the young ones and build their confidence. So yeah, she's awesome.
Can you please tell us about your new signing?
Yeah, very excited about Jock Perry. He's been playing college basketball for 4 or 5 years. The last year he transferred to a different school, but he had a wonderful year and averaged about 11 points, 5 rebounds. He's 7 foot. So fantastic signing for us to go with Dang. And we needed some extra size. I talked about being adaptable with players are coming in late. Obviously, we've got to make some adjustments. But look, it's a great signing. He's smart and he can play. He's a Melbourne Tigers player from the past, but as I said, he's been in college for a few years, so it's a really good signing for us.
Yeah, how long have you been keeping an eye on him as a player?
Yeah, look, I've known Jock for quite a few years. When I was at the Centre of Excellence and I was in charge of the women, he was part of the men's program. So I've known him for a long time, but we probably really focused on him playing for us 3 or 4 months ago. And so we've been in discussions and had communication, and we had to wait till he finished school. We couldn't really do anything because of the rules in college. So he waited till he finished college, then we spoke to his manager. He appointed a manager after college, and then we proceeded to try and sign him, which is what we've got today.
Was it better to get him easier to get him because he's an Australian and he was able to come back?
Yeah, that's part of it as well. The fact that he's an Aussie, he was able to get back, and he's in quarantine. He gets out today, so we're expecting him to be on a plane tomorrow to play Tassie team.
He's going to play Tassie. You're not going to wait a week and get him.
No, he's come out of college. I've been in communication with him. He's in quarantine, and it's better to get these players in as quickly as possible. We've been undermanned anyway. We don't have our full team. We've still got 2 players to bring in. So it's better to get him in straight away. How many minutes I play him, I don't know. But he is pretty smart. He'll be pretty fit. He's not coming from the US, he's coming from Western Australia, which might be just as bad. It's a long way away. And as we know, quarantine's pretty strict. So it's a sort of see how you go type thing. We'll see how he is tomorrow. I'm planning to have a shooting session and walk through. So, but most of the guys know him as well. You know, the guys that are here, they know him.
As coach, how do you prepare the players for that double header and those close games?
Yeah, look, what you do is develop a style of play, and you want consistency in how you play. So no matter who you play against, there's got to be consistency in the process of how we play. Now, obviously, the teams we play are a little bit different each time, so then we make adjustments. But if you're chopping and changing things completely, you're not a very good coach, and you're not going to be a very good team. So some people do that, but the winning comes from consistency and staying with the process. So, you know, this is going to be tough bringing Jock in, but I think his personality and his abilities, he'll be able to fit in where we need him on the night. We might not play him in the first game, we might not play him in the second game. I'm sure there's going to be an opportunity where we're going to need him to play, and depending on how he's feeling physically. But I think it's more about him being with the team, obviously building the team chemistry. The quicker you get your players together, it's not just about performing on the court, it's how they communicate with each other, how they get on with each other. And so that's going to be a process developing along the way. Normally we'd have all this done, you know, but things aren't normal anymore. We're coming back from COVID, and some of the players we're getting are coming in late.
Obviously, the guys had a win last weekend against the Bandits. What kind of improvements as a team would you like to see ahead of these 2 games?
Yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. We played hard, and we did play smart the whole time. I think our decision making, we can definitely improve, and just, you know, making sure that we play, probably improve as a team. I think we needed to move the ball more than what we did, and just defensively, chemistry wise, you know, that's going to come together. Although that's what really got us the win. I thought we knuckled down, kept them to 73 points. But look, there's lots of improvement with our offense. Some of the guys are still getting to know each other. You know, we've got guys coming back from major injury like Dan. So it's going to take time, maybe a few weeks, for these guys to really, really gel. So on the positive is that that's a great win under the circumstances. So, and that's what we're trying to do, is win as many games as we can to, you know, just, I guess, stay near the top for when we really hit our straps. And when will that be? I don't know, but I know the goal is to get better each week, and that's what we're going to be trying to do this week.
Is it a positive to have the 2 big road trips out of the way really early in the season, you think?
Depends whether you win them or lose them.
Well, you've got 1 win, so at the worst you're going to be 1 and 2, aren't
Well,
you?
I think you're right. I think it could be a positive. You can get some W's on the road because, while you're still getting it together, you actually want to have it more together for when you're coming home and play in front of your own fans. So it is a positive, a real positive, winning that game. And I see challenges this weekend. Both teams are pretty good, and watching them against each other. Hobart has always, you know, had that reputation of being good, and Northwest Tassie highly competitive. Northwest Tassie beat them. I've already watched the game, and so the game's going to be pretty tough. And the fact that we're playing away down in Tassie, I know even from playing experience and coaching experience, things aren't going to always go your way. I hope things go our way, but we're going to have some extra resilience to get across the line, which I think we're capable of.
What were the learnings from what you saw of that other game?
Yeah, well, we were pretty good defensively, but we've got...
Not you, the Hobart games that you watched as well.
Yeah, no, well, it's obviously keying in on certain players that had the ball in their hands majority of the time. That was quite noticeable for both teams. And just looking at their structures and what they run, obviously that helps me plan on how we want to defend them. And so, you know, with that, we don't have much preparation, as we just talked about, as a group on how we're going to defend them. But, you know, there's certain situations we practice defending concepts. So even though different teams run different offenses, I try and engage the guys to understand how to defend concepts. So when you come up against those different teams, it don't matter. So naturally, the more you play together, the more film you've got, that helps. We've only got one video to go off. Both teams have got new players. I thought both teams look pretty good. They're going to be tougher at home than what they are away. That's what I see. But both teams are pretty good. So we're going ready to play. We've still got 2 players to bring in after Jock, you know, through the process over the next month or 2. So we're still making adjustments. So I don't expect us to be our best until middle of May, June. So what we've got to do is win enough games to be around the mark and be competitive and hopefully be where we want to be. But, you know, the focus is on the process of the games ahead of us. And the first one's Hobart and Northwest Tassie.
What do you do to recover after game 1 before game 2? Is it just rest, or can you...
Definitely rest. Although this is the Tassie trip's tough. Like, so, you know, we've definitely got to rest. We're taking a physio. That's extremely important in case we have an injury. And also just with guys that we know have got niggling injuries, they can get some treatment. And that can be the difference in winning and losing. You know, if you don't take a physio, then your numbers are down on players, and you know, it impedes. And then, as you say, we recover, we take care of ourselves, and then we've got a 5-hour drive the next day. The girls we drive to Launceston with them. I think it's about 2.5 hours. Well, then we've got to drop them off or drop our stuff at a hotel, and then drive another hour and 3/4. People don't realise that's a fair hike, and that's a lot to ask athletes. So, you know, that certainly gives the opposition a huge advantage. But I think mentally, you know, we're prepared for it, and my teams have always been very, very tough mentally. I think on the road, we've talked about that. And as you say, you know, to get these games out early is a huge challenge. But also, if we can get some W's, it's going to help.
That's what I was just about to say. That if coming out of this weekend and getting another 2 wins on the scoreboard,
Awesome.
How do you think that will set you up for finals down the track?
Well,
do you think that'll be a very promising sign?
Yeah, it can set you up, but at the same time, if you don't get the wins, you've got to stay on an even keel, and you know you've got to battle. There's a lot of games ahead, so I try not to say, oh, if you win this or if you lose that. There's no point. You just focus on how you're going to play, and try and get the win, and you deal with it. Like, because if we lost both games, it's not the end of the world either. So, but naturally, the competitive juices with us is that we're going to be. That's what we're aiming to do. That's what we're going to try and do, is win both games.